I have seen a lot of recipes for mac and cheese come through the test kitchen. So when a new technique crosses our path, we take notice. So we're here to show you how you can have a better mac and cheese through science.
So there's a new mac and cheese on the block. It's a one-pan wonder, and it has 4 ingredients, and it's good.
Love anything with 4 ingredients.
Yep, and it comes from the folks at Modernist Cuisine, who are very fancy out there on the West Coast, but it's really fast, it's really creamy, and so we were inspired to come up with our own one-pan mac and cheese recipe.
I like that.
Here's the one pan, medium-sized saucepan, and the trick is we're gonna cook the macaroni right in the beginnings of the sauce. Not only will the macaroni absorb some of that flavor, but the starch from the pasta will help thicken the sauce.
That's such a good idea because usually macaroni is boiled separately and then it's added to the cheese sauce near the end.
That's right. So here I'm going to add the water. This is 1.5 cups of water. I'm going to add a cup of milk, and that's whole milk. And now we're going to bring this to a boil over high heat because we're going to cook our pasta right in that sauce.
Okay.
We're going to add 8 ounces of macaroni. Now, because we have a set amount of water, we want the consistency of the sauce to be just right. You have to weigh your macaroni. We want 8 ounces of macaroni. This is our favorite macaroni. This is Barilla brand elbows, and we like them because you can see they have little ridges, and those ridges trap the sauce. So I'm starting to see bubbles. That is a good sign. So I'm going to add the macaroni right to the pot. I'm going to bring this up to a simmer, then turn the heat down to medium-low, and cook that pasta through till it's just past al dente, which takes 6 to 8 minutes. So this pasta has been cooking for about 6 minutes. You can see it's nice and tender. It's almost ready for the cheese, which is one of the big ingredients in this recipe.
We're putting cheese in the mac and cheese.
All right, so what we found after trying lots of cheeses is that the cheese you use in the mac and cheese makes a big difference in terms of the texture. So this is deli American cheese, and it is fabulous. It makes the best mac and cheese you can think of. Creamy, smooth, velvety, but it doesn't have a ton of flavor. So we're gonna balance our American cheese with a little bit of extra sharp cheddar. And between these two, you have a flavorful sauce and one that's good and creamy.
Sounds great.
So I'm just gonna grate this on the large holes of a grater because you really have to buy this stuff from the deli.
Well, let me show you what you don't want to get from the deli. Pre-wrapped slices of American cheese. Now, they can vary widely. A lot of them have too much whey, which would cause our mac and cheese sauce to be too thick.
Way too thick.
Way too thick. And some of them actually aren't dairy-based at all. They have vegetable oil as a main ingredient. So it really is a tricky process. You don't want to buy the wrong type of cheese, so always get the deli cheese and grate it yourself.
All right, so this cheese is shredded. Time to check in on our pasta, and it cooks very quickly. And again, we're looking for a little past al dente. One for you, one for me.
Sure. Al dente approves.
A little bit of cayenne for heat. A little bit of Dijon that makes everything cheesy taste a little more cheesy. So that's half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and in goes the melty American cheese. And that's about a cup of American. We're gonna stir this in, and the heat's still on at this point, so that it just melts down into a nice creamy sauce. And this takes about a minute.
So no separate cheese sauce, just right in the same pot with the macaroni and the milk and the water that's reduced down.
Oh yeah, that's coming together. Although we're gonna add the American cheese while it's still on the heat, to add the cheddar, I'm gonna take it off the heat and treat it a bit more gently so it doesn't break.
Okay.
So off the heat, I'm gonna add a cup of extra sharp shredded cheddar. We're just gonna stir it in. Just wanna get it evenly into the macaroni. All right, so it's nicely incorporated. I'm just gonna put the lid on the pot, and we're gonna let the cheddar melt slowly.
Okay.
Meanwhile, what's mac and cheese without some breadcrumbs on top?
I know, it's just noodles and sauce.
An easy way to make a toasted breadcrumb topping is to use 1/3 of a cup of panko and a tablespoon of olive oil. We're just gonna toast it in a little skillet right here on the stovetop, and you can just sprinkle it right over the portions of mac and cheese before serving.
But this isn't necessary, it's an option, right?
That's right, it's an option. Of course, you wanna season these breadcrumbs with a little salt and pepper while you toast them. We're just gonna toast it in this skillet until they're nice and golden brown, and that just takes a few minutes, but you wanna keep your eye on them because they have a tendency to go from very pale golden to burnt like that.
Yes, they do. Well, let's talk a little bit about American cheese or pasteurized processed cheese. It's the key to getting the right consistency in this cheese sauce because it contains emulsifying salts. These salts make cheese melt smoothly by stabilizing the emulsion of the fat and protein. By adding American cheese to this recipe, we ensure that our cheese sauce won't break apart.
All right, these crumbs are gorgeous.
Beautiful.
To finish these crumbs off, we're just gonna add a little Parmesan, 2 tablespoons, kind of gilding the lily, I know, but it tastes so good. All right, we're gonna put this over on this side for serving.
Sounds good.
While you're not looking, I'm gonna taste it because it's kind of rude to eat in front of your guests before they're served. But I gotta see if it needs any salt or pepper. It doesn't need any salt, but I think it could benefit from just a little pepper. Oh, that's
Yes.
the kind of sound you need your mac and cheese to make. Ready to go. I'm gonna give you a big old bowl because, you know, it's mac and cheese.
It is mac and cheese, and I'm a kid.
Now, a little breadcrumbs.
Please. I mean, it looks incredibly cheesy, incredibly creamy, which is pretty amazing considering how few ingredients went into that pot.
Oh, it's so good. It's just so creamy, and it has a really clean, cheesy flavor.
Clean is exactly right. You know, you didn't have to put a whole bunch of different spices into it. Really, just that Dijon mustard is what I'm getting a little hint of, but it's not overpowering at all. Well, you have proven that old dogs like us can learn a few new tricks.
Woof.
Woof, woof. To make this very simple mac and cheese, boil macaroni with water and milk. Then stir in American and cheddar cheese to make a super quick sauce. Top with crunchy panko crumbs, and there you have it. From our test kitchen to your kitchen, a new, improved, and silky smooth, simple stovetop mac and cheese.
I'm gonna need a bigger bowl.
Science is delicious.
Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.